What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the nerdy realm within the multiverse. We had a ton of reveals and announcements during Marvel's panels at San Diego Comic-Con, and they showed us some trailers for upcoming projects. We got a short little teaser for the I Am Groot short series, and we got a second trailer for the She-Hulk series as well. But the topic of this video is the teaser trailer that we got for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So we're going to go through this teaser trailer and break it down as much as possible. So let's get right into this with the first part of this beautiful and emotional trailer.
No woman, no cry. Hey, little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry.
The trailer starts off with Nakia looking out into the ocean, Nakia of course being the character who was T'Challa's lover, and we can see that on this coast there is a pyramid that resembles that of Aztec pyramids, possibly showing where part of this movie will take place, most likely because of who the antagonist is. We see Ramonda and Okoye walking into a room. This room looks like the same type of environment that would be Shuri's little lab, where we saw her make all of the gadgets and suits for T'Challa. Ramonda is sitting on the throne where the leader of Wakanda would normally sit, showing that she may take leadership of the nation for some time after T'Challa's departure. Some beautiful scenes of the culture, and everyone is wearing full white outfits, possibly because this is a celebration of life or funeral for T'Challa. Of course, a big part of this movie will be showing respect and remembering Chadwick Boseman, who unfortunately passed away, so this movie will definitely feel the absence of him in this movie, and that's definitely a big part of why this trailer itself was so emotional. Let's move on to the next part of this trailer.
Good friends we have and good friends we've lost along the way. In this great future, you can't forget your past.
We start off this part of the trailer with an eagle-eye shot of the celebration or funeral, and we can see Shuri and her mother Ramonda walking together, and it looks like Shuri is carrying the helmet piece from the Black Panther suit, meaning that this is most likely a funeral for T'Challa and a goodbye to his character. We see members of the Dora Milaje standing on different platforms. This may also be part of a funeral for the character of T'Challa. We see more of the ocean and some grieving and emotion as Ramonda looks out to the ocean, and then we see Shuri crying. All of this is most likely coming from the emotion and grief from T'Challa's passing, and of course Chadwick Boseman himself. This movie will definitely be an emotional roller coaster. Let's move on to the next part of this teaser.
So dry your tears, I said.
This part starts off with the birth of a child underwater, and we can see little wings on the baby's feet, meaning that this is the birth of Namor, and that this movie will most likely be just as much about Namor and his origin as it is with everything else. An amazing underwater shot of Namor in one of his costumes that we saw in some art earlier this month. It seems like Namor will be taking a different path in terms of origin, and it looks like he may be only half Atlantean, as well as taking parts from cultural aspects of the world, as he is wearing a ceremonial headdress in this shot. And might I add, he looks amazing, and I love this style of design for the character. This part ends off with a beautiful shot of two whales swimming through the sea, and it looks like they are mounted by a ton of Atlanteans as well. I think that this movie will explore Wakanda even further than the first Black Panther movie, but I also believe that we will see a big exploration of Atlantis as well. Now on to the next part of this teaser. We see a boat in the ocean, and it seems like some sort of organization is sending people underwater to possibly observe Atlantis or steal from them and their people. It looks like a group of soldiers is raiding some sort of building which may be connected to or in Wakanda, as there is a ton of technology around, and one of these soldiers holds one of the people up to a wall that looks like it could be of Wakandan ownership. We know now that the country of Wakanda is open and known to the public. It will most likely draw in those that are greedy and want the vibranium and their tech for themselves, so this may be a part of something like that. We see Shuri standing in the middle of what looks like a or the throne room in Wakanda, as there is water surrounding her as well as organized fires. This could be a part of some sort of passing of the torch where she becomes a new Black Panther, or we could be seeing the flooding of Wakanda caused by their conflict with Namor and the Atlanteans. Shuri and Riri Williams meet up in Shuri's lab and do the exact same handshake that Shuri and T'Challa used to do. Riri Williams is of course Ironheart, and she will have a pretty big role in this movie, and that will most likely lead into her own series that is coming in the near future. We see a shot of Namor when he was a little kid, and this could possibly be connected to his origins, or it could just be the sort of conflicts between the world on land and Atlantis. This shot goes right into a mirrored shot of Namor in what is most likely the present day, and now with the trident, and we can see Atlanteans in the background of this shot as well. Now let's move on to the next part of the teaser.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
We get some scenes of the Jabari land and village of Wakanda, which is of course the snowy region atop of the mountains and where M'Baku stays and rules over his tribe. We can see members of the Dora Milaje in sort of winter outfits, meaning they are probably meeting with M'Baku, possibly regarding T'Challa or the rising conflict with Atlantis. We hear T'Challa's mother, Ramonda, talking about how she is the queen of the most powerful nation in the world, but her entire family is gone now. A very emotional scene in the trailer, and she is of course talking about the loss of her husband, but now her own son. Just a continuation of the emotional dialogue and shots as we see Nakia Ramonda meeting with the other leaders of the world, and then a mural of T'Challa. We get a shot of a few Atlanteans, however 2 of which are named characters and come straight from the comics as well. The one on the left here is Atuma, who is often a villain in the comics and actually has a lot of conflict with Namor. The one on the right is Namora, also from the comics of course, and in the comics she is the cousin of Namor. She also had conflict with Atuma herself in the comics. Everett Ross is returning for the sequel. He was of course in the first Black Panther film, and his life was saved by Black Panther and Wakanda, so I'm curious to see what role he will be playing in this movie. We get some more shots of Ironheart, and she is carving out the Ironheart symbol and most likely making her first suit ever. Last shot of this part of the teaser, we see some fighting or the start of a war, as it looks like Atlanteans and Wakandans are going to war, and then we see M'Baku launching at Namor. Now let's dive into this next part of the trailer. We get a montage of a bunch of quick shots in this part of the teaser. We see the Dora Milaje possibly getting ready to fight or training, and it looks like the Dora Milaje in the blue outfit may actually be Okoye, and she may be taking a bigger role when it comes to the Dora Milaje, such as their captain or general perhaps. The next shot we see more of Wakandan's warriors, and the one here is another character straight from the comics. This is Annika, and she is the combat instructor for the Dora Milaje. Io and her actually had a relationship together in the comics. We get another shot of Namor in another suit that he is going to wear in this movie, and this suit also looks awesome. We see Namora attacking some sort of machine in the water, possibly the boat that we saw in the beginning of the trailer, or possibly part of Wakanda's defense around the nation. The throne room seems to be flooding in this shot, possibly hinting that there will indeed be a flooding of Wakanda due to Namor and the Atlanteans. And And speaking of Namor, it looks like Okoye and Namor or Okoye and another Atlantean will have an awesome fight scene. Another great shot and look at Namor and possibly another suit of his in the movie, and once again, his style and design in this movie looks incredible. We see Shuri crying again. This is probably because of the grieving and emotion that will definitely be filling up this movie. And if you remember those soldiers that were raiding the building back in the beginning of the trailer, well, it looks like in this part of the trailer, they were in fact attacking Wakanda and its people, as we can see the Dora Milaje taking these guys out. Yet another great shot of a Namor, and it looks like it could be Atlantis or possibly a different underwater kingdom, as his character's design and the environment in this throne room looks like it goes along with the Aztec culture. It looks like a bunch of Atlanteans are swimming in and closing in on a boat. This may be the same one from the beginning of the trailer, but also maybe where the warriors from Wakanda are, because of this next shot. The Dora Milaje jump off of the edge of a boat right towards the Atlanteans below them, just giving a little tease of the great action sequences that we will most likely be getting in this movie. Now let's move on to the last part of the trailer and what is most likely the biggest part of it.
And when I wake up,
In this last part of the trailer, we see an unknown character in a Black Panther suit and in a fight, and it looks like Namor is right in front of whoever this person in the suit may be. I believe that this mysterious person in the suit is most likely going to be Shuri, just because of the character's shape and also the designs on the suit. We can see sort of a similar design on this character's arm to the design that Shuri had on her weapons that she used in the first Black Panther film. Shuri also took the Black Panther mantle in the comics at one point as well, so this is most likely what is going to happen in the movie, or at least something similar. And this trailer ends off with an awesome title card, and of course the release date being November 11th, later this year. That about does it for breaking this trailer down as much as we could. This being just a teaser and it being such an emotional and beautiful looking one, I can already tell that this movie is gonna be a heartstrings puller. I wish Chadwick was still with us today. He did such an amazing job with T'Challa, and he really cemented himself as that character, and he really brought a huge sense of relief and representation for so many people. And I already have felt his absence and the emotions that went with it just in that teaser. I'm so excited for this movie, and the soundtrack already sounds amazing as well. I could even go as far as saying that this teaser was probably one of the best teasers that we have gotten to see in a long time. This movie looks absolutely beautiful. Let us know in the comments if you noticed anything in the teaser that we weren't able to point out, and let us know how excited you are for this movie. With all of that being said, thank you all for watching our breakdown of the Wakanda Forever teaser. We are going to try and get one out for the She-Hulk trailer as well here sometime soon. But with all of that being said, remember that if you are feeling extra nerdy today, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to get more nerdy content like this. And feel free to check out the links in the description. We will see you all the next time that we go through and explore the Nerdy Multiverse.